2026 is a really strange time to be alive. On one hand, we're staring down the barrel of major regional wars, and on the other, we're literally planning our return to the moon. We're inventing these world-changing AIs, but at the same time, we're questioning the very science that makes it all possible. So in this explainer, we're going to try to unpack these wild contradictions and get a handle on the forces pulling our world in such completely different directions.
So here's the plan. We're going to look at 5 key areas: the conflicts that are escalating as we speak, our planet hitting a breaking point, the absolute revolution happening in AI, our ambitious return to space, and then we'll try to figure out what it all means. And we have to start with the crisis that is demanding everyone's attention right now: a conflict across the Middle East that is escalating fast. I mean, just listen to that. This is the reality on the ground. A direct, urgent warning from the Israeli military to hundreds of thousands of civilians. This isn't some distant political chess game. For a lot of people, the human stakes are right here, right now, and they are incredibly high. And the speed of all this has just been dizzying. In just 1 week, we went from a joint U.S.-Israeli operation to intense fighting on the border, to a bombing in Tehran, and now new strikes on Beirut, all while major world powers are scrambling to deploy their own military assets. And the human cost? Well, it's already staggering. In Iran alone, their health ministry is reporting 920 casualties, and that's a number that tragically everyone expects to keep climbing. And right next door in Lebanon, the fighting has kicked off a whole other crisis. We're talking 83,000 people forced to flee their homes, now facing a totally uncertain future. And you can feel the global scramble too. Since this all started, more than 17,500 U.S. citizens have had to be evacuated from the region. And make no mistake, this isn't just a regional conflict anymore. The UK is sending jets to Qatar. Italy is sending air defense support. Australia and Canada are moving military assets into place. The conflict's reach is just spreading and spreading. I mean, a U.S. submarine even sank an Iranian warship off the coast of Sri Lanka. The ripple effects are truly going global. But all this focus on the immediate, the right now, it really raises a critical question. While all this military and political attention is fixed on one part of the world, there's a much slower but way more universal crisis that's continuing to unfold for every single one of us on this planet. And that brings us to this shared existential threat. Because in 2026, the data is pretty clear. Our planet is being pushed past its breaking point. So there's a key term to understand this year: the 1.5-degree overshoot. Basically, it's the moment we cross a critical line in the sand, pushing our planet's climate into a new, more dangerous reality. Every fraction of a degree past this point means more extreme weather, from killer heat waves to devastating droughts. And the latest data says, yeah, we're pretty much there. The projections from the World Meteorological Organization are, well, they're sobering. They're telling us that for the next 5 years, we should expect to live in a world that's consistently somewhere between 1.2 and 1.9 degrees Celsius warmer than it used to be. That puts us squarely above the target limit we were all aiming for. But, there is hope. 2026 is also shaping up to be a huge year for action. From summits on desertification and biodiversity to the really crucial COP31 climate conference, the world is coming together trying to tackle all of these interconnected challenges. So while we're grappling with these massive global problems, a technological revolution is kind of quietly rewiring our entire world. In 2026, AI isn't just some buzzword anymore. It's the engine of change. It's speeding up everything from science to software. The way we build technology is fundamentally different now. It's no longer about a developer sitting there painstakingly typing out every single line of code. The new way of doing things is shifting from writing code to just expressing intent. A person just states what they want, and the AI autonomously builds, integrates, and even maintains the software. This isn't just about being faster. It's changing the very nature of work and creativity itself. But here's the paradox, and it's a big one. As our scientific and technological power just skyrockets to new heights, our trust in the very institutions that make all of it possible is actually going down. The United Nations is pointing to this really concerning trend of nations pulling out of international scientific bodies, which, undermines the very foundation of global progress. And this contrast, this split between what we're capable of and what we actually choose to do, it becomes even clearer when you just look up. So let's shift our focus from Earth's challenges to our ambitions way out in space. So, NASA's Artemis program is back, and it's back in a big way. They have this ambitious plan to put humans back on the moon for the first time in over 50 years. After a successful uncrewed test flight, the first crewed mission is right around the corner. And that's going to kick off a whole new era of lunar exploration, with the goal of one mission every year. And here they are, the crew that's going to make that historic journey. You've got 3 NASA astronauts and this is a big deal, Jeremy Hansen from the Canadian Space Agency. They are going to be the first human beings to fly around the moon in half a century, and it's an international team doing it together. And this really just captures the whole story of 2026, doesn't it? On one hand, you have international partners literally reaching for the stars together. And on the other, you have a growing list of nations locked in conflict right here on Earth. It's just a stark reminder of the 2 very different paths humanity is walking at the exact same time. Okay, so let's try to bring this all together. 2026 is a year of these profound, almost jarring contradictions. We're a world that is truly at a crossroads. When you really distill it down, this is the essential tension of our time. On one side, you have these powerful forces of division, these devastating wars, rising nationalism, and this erosion of trust in the very institutions that are supposed to give us the facts. But on the other side, you have these incredible forces of progress, an AI revolution that's reshaping our world, a global community organizing to save the planet, and international partners reaching for the cosmos. So I guess this is the question for 2026, and for all the years to come. We have the power to create a future of just unprecedented progress, or one of devastating conflict. And as both of those forces are speeding up, the choice is ours. Which path are we going to take? What story are we going to write for ourselves?